What's up, everybody? It's the Best Spot Kid Smooth back with another video, and I need an excuse to do a video today. So obviously, people are still talking Xbox, Activision. Is it a monopoly? Is it not? You got people coming here. Xbox is really third party now. Stuff like that. I'm just gonna address like my points and kind of where I stand of what I think is going on. We even got like the Phil Spencer comments when he said he has spoken to the leaders at Sony and what he plans to do with Call of Duty. Now, this there's no like sugarcoating this deal with Activision Blizzard and Xbox to acquire them. It's major. It's a big deal. It's a seismic acquisition. It's going to get scrutiny. A lot of people are already like claiming monopoly and then how unfair this is. And you guys know I've had like really the strongest opinion when it comes to Xbox doing acquisitions and in PlayStation and their egregious exclusive deals that they've been doing. I'm all for studio and publisher buyouts from Xbox, and I've been with it because to me, Xbox versus PlayStation and their methods of doing things, I do not like PlayStation's methods in terms of when it comes to their exclusivity. Like, I don't care about like first party games, whatever it is. It's a first party game, whatever. I don't care. But I don't like the whole the relationship that PlayStation has with like Square Enix, Capcom, and Sega, and these other different publishers, where they literally will buy out a third party exclusive for like a minimum 1 year to like 5 years to forever. Like, there's games that are like multi-plat games by a third-party publisher, releases that don't come on Xbox because of PlayStation's crazy-ass deals that they have, and it's unfair. So the thing is, you look at the situation where if Xbox was to go out and do the same deals that PlayStation does, it will cost them more money because they're not the market leader. So I feel like for Xbox to just guarantee themselves some of these games, they have to buy the studio or buy the publisher, just so they don't have to go into the situation where Sony's gonna money hat a game off their platform. It's like, that's why I was like, I look forward to the day that Xbox buys freaking Square Enix, if that happens, and I would support it 110% for the simple fact that now I know moving forward they can't skip Xbox when they release a Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts or a Forspoken or something like that. It won't be behind this weird shit where they can't release the game on Xbox because they're favoring Sony for a 3 to 5 year deal that they've been doing. I look forward to things like that. I look forward to things. It's not that like Activision. We all thought like with the whole Bethesda deal that damn, this is a big acquisition. Xbox is gonna have to keep the games multi-plat. Well, it's been proven they really don't have to, and from what it looks like, they're probably not. Yes, they're honoring existing agreements. Obviously, Deathloop still launches in a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Should be coming to Xbox sometime this year. Ghostwire Tokyo still yet to release. Rumors of it coming out in March or April. Obviously, comes out with PS5 this year. That means it's next year for Xbox. So PlayStation still have those egregious ass deals, even on games that are owned by Xbox now. But outside of those games, yeah, Starfield's an Xbox exclusive. Xbox Game Pass PC exclusive. The next Elder Scrolls, no Redfall. Whatever they do with next Doom, Wolfenstein, Indiana Jones, etc., etc. Every Bethesda game, a ZeniMax game, is pretty much safe on this point, unless it's a free-to-play game, or not a free-to-play game, but a game that's the service that are already existing or living on another platform, like Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, stuff like that, Fallout Shelter, stuff like that. Obviously, it's going to get its expansions and maintain its updates on other platforms. So those are going to, and that would be the same thing with Call of Duty and Activision. With the Warzone. Warzone, it's going to get its expansions, it's going to get its update, it's going to get its PS6 update, is whatever that happens and stuff, because it's a live games as a service game. Is going to exist. That's not going to get pulled. So, however, and this idea that Call of Duty has to remain on PlayStation, like why does Xbox have to guarantee this game on PlayStation. Like, I don't understand why that's the case. PlayStation can go out and buy rights to Forspoken, Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 17, Death Stranding, Street Fighter 5, and those games will never see the light of day on Xbox, even though these are just third-party fucking games. They're third-party releases. They'll go on everything else but Xbox. Sony's literally paying publishers not to release their games on Xbox, therefore paying publishers not to put these games in Xbox Game Pass. So that leaves Xbox to either try to execute those similar deals or buy the publisher and just guarantee themselves the game. Now, the whole Call of Duty situation. Now, if Xbox continue on and pull, let's say, a Minecraft and let every annual, well, Minecraft doesn't count because it's one game. But if they let every Call of Duty game moving forward, even after the deal closes, to release on PlayStation simultaneously as other platforms, I still don't think I would be bothered, because at the end of the day, I have Xbox. I have a Game Pass subscription. My thing is that what happens with this acquisition deal is just my Game Pass subscription just earned a shit ton of value. I can't wait for the day that this deal closes and then the immediate back catalog of all the Call of Duties. And the reason I say back catalog, because there's Call of Duties that I skipped purposely because I took a break from Call of Duty because I got fed up with the franchise. And then there's those 360 games that I had physical. I didn't have digital that I would like to, go back and play. Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3. There's a few others that I would like to play. Some of the Black Ops things that are all back compat. That's going to go directly into Game Pass. Even Vanguard, I have not purchased the game because honestly, Halo was the only multiplayer game, shooter game I was playing. Crash Bandicoot 4, Crash Team Racing, Spyro Remaster, which I have yet to buy. Those are going, once this deal closes and those transactions are complete, they're going to give us that, that Twitter update. Boom. And the Xbox team, Jason Ronalds and stuff like that, are looking at that back catalog, and they're looking at FPS boost. They're looking at backward compatibility update for these acquisitions. We know that's where my Game Pass value comes in. I know, day and date new Call of Duty, day and date Diablo 4, day and date Overwatch 2. Those are all going to come there. Like, I'll be happy even if Call of Duty games remain on PlayStation. That's a big dub for Xbox, because sure, Xbox going to get 70% of every copy sold on PlayStation if they elected to do that. But the ball is in Xbox court with this acquisition. When the ZeniMax deal happened, PlayStation had nothing to say. They didn't care. You know why? Because ZeniMax, they make games. Their games don't come out annually. Every other year for their sub studios, they'll have a release. And then obviously the big Bethesda games like the Fallouts, those are like once every 5 years when they drop games. So that doesn't really hurt you. And then they secured 2 of those releases with Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo. So the Bethesda deal doesn't really hurt Sony like that, as you may think. Activision's deal, though, they have Call of Duty, which is annual, and it's the best-selling game on PlayStation. You look at the best-selling games on this year, it's probably 2 or 3 Call of Duty games on PlayStation's list alone. That hurts, and the fear of losing Call of Duty does trouble PlayStation. So the ball is in Xbox court. And as I said on Twitter, if I'm Xbox and this deal closes, you have all the rights to Activision. You have control of what Activision does and does not with their releases. Xbox can easily make Call of Duty available on PlayStation and keep that income flowing. But honestly, there would be some leverage here, because with Microsoft IP, games like Minecraft and Minecraft Dungeons and stuff like that, there's games that are actually available on PlayStation from Xbox and on Nintendo Switch. And if it's those Xbox, they require Xbox Live login, something PlayStation is completely really against, but they had to bend the knee, I think, for Minecraft. That would be a scenario they would have to do, because Call of Duty, after it's under Microsoft control, it would probably require an Xbox Live login. So that's one case. And then 2, I would dangle. Sony has access to an IP that is that really shouldn't be behind a shouldn't be behind the platform, and that IP is Marvel Spider-Man. So if I'm Xbox, I'm like, sure, we'll keep Call of Duty on Xbox. We just ask that you release Spider-Man on PlayStation. Xbox was able to get MLB The Show on Xbox, not really due to PlayStation, but because MLB does not belong to PlayStation. It belongs to the Major League Baseball. So they, at the request of the MLB, Microsoft was able to work out a deal with them because the game was already coming to Xbox just by default because of at MLB's request. The Game Pass deal was negotiated with the MLB team and publisher, and that's how they got it into Game Pass. I think if PlayStation and Xbox is going to have like this working relationship, and they want to maintain some Activision games continuous on PlayStation, PlayStation got to be willing to put something. And I don't want no damn God of War on Xbox or no Last of Us. No. Look at the one IP that PlayStation has access to that shouldn't really be locked behind PlayStation is Spider-Man. It's a Marvel, it's Disney. Like that has to be negotiated. But that's just my thoughts there. That's just really my thoughts there. But I just don't like this I can't think of the word. What is the word? But I just feel like there's a double standard when it comes to Microsoft and Sony. Sure, Sony isn't like forking out a lot of money for publishers and stuff like that, but they are buying. They've acquired a ton of studios over the last year. They acquired more. Well, Xbox just matched them because they bought a publisher, but they had like 6 studios acquisition this year, and they buy third-party games for a limited time, and pretty much handicapping Xbox from getting some of these IPs that should be on Xbox because they're from third-party publishers. Xbox has like the most friendliest marketing rights when it comes to third-party deals. Every time they get like a timed exclusive, they're not very long. Xbox timed exclusives are minimum like 3 to 6 months. Stalker's like only a 3 months timed exclusive. Like fucking The Ascent is probably 6 months, and these would be these would be like exclusive where Xbox actually funds it. They'll put them on IDI Xbox. They'll pay them to have it in Game Pass, but they would still allow these games to release elsewhere, either day and date or shortly down the line. PlayStation, when they do these deals, they're taking, Xbox would do a 3-month deal, PlayStation would do a 3-year deal. I think that is horrendous, and this is why I don't like PlayStation as a brand. I like the console, and I like the games they make, but I don't like PlayStation. I don't like their fan base, and I don't like the decisions they make because I feel like they really try to handicap. And I was like, why does Xbox always need to play friendly? Xbox literally will do the friendliest deal for the developer. They'll allow the developer to maximize their earning potential on other platforms as well as getting the best they can get from Xbox. PlayStation will literally cut out any other competition in order for PlayStation itself to thrive. And like I said, I prefer Xbox's way. But when it comes to this Activision deal, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. Xbox can buy Ubisoft and Square Enix tomorrow, and I would not flinch. And I'd be like, go right on ahead, because at the end of the day, PlayStation probably in line trying to take one of those IPs away from Xbox so they can shore up their year. If PlayStation's having a down year for first party, that means they bought quite a few third party games that can't come on Xbox for the next 2 to 3 years. And I'm just not a fan of it. So Xbox, Activision, like I said, it's a big deal. Game Pass is going to be like tremendous. I'm just looking forward to it. There's a ton of games, and I'm not even going to front. I'm not the biggest fan of Activision. They have games that people are interested, but they don't go on sale a lot. That's the thing. Like if Crash comes to Game Pass, yes, I would download it. I'll play it. Spiral comes, I'm going to do that. But knowing that those are coming, and knowing that every Call of Duty from now on will be in a Game Pass day and date. Because Call of Duty, for example, Cold War. Why did I get that? Oh, I got a review code for that game. Vanguard, I didn't get a review code for the game, and I was like, even though I still want to play the campaign, I'm not willing to fork out $70 just to play its campaign, because I don't do Call of Duty's multiplayer like that because I'm trash. Like the Cold War, I'm actually decent. That was actually my best performing one in quite a while. It's Black Ops Cold War. But in terms of like multiplayer. I typically don't play Call of Duty's multiplayer. I fell off a long time ago, but I do like Call of Duty's campaign. And so for me, it's like I always fight with myself. Do I want to spend $70 just to experience the campaign? I was like, now it's a no-brainer. I'll download it every year. Every game that comes to Game Pass that I don't have currently, because I do have a lot of Call of Duty games. Everyone that I don't currently own that comes to Game Pass, I will download it and I'll play the campaign for sure. But this is a big deal. This is going to catapult Xbox to another echelon, and they're people got to stop sleeping on them. People have been saying for years Xbox ain't got no games. You got Porter Rock quoted saying Xbox doesn't make good games and whatnot. Xbox now has they got Bethesda, who makes nothing but Game of the Year contenders. They got the best RPGs, pretty much the makers of the best RPGs on their platform. And when I say RPGs, I mean Western RPGs. And now they own every best shooter. I don't know what other shooter. Xbox owns the shooter market. The only shooter that doesn't belong to Xbox now is Battlefield. Call of Duty, Halo, Quake, Wolfenstein, Doom, I probably said Doom already, Gears of War, they all belong to Xbox. I don't know what else is there. I don't know what else is there that's available that doesn't belong to Xbox at this point in time. And it's crazy to think that if you don't have, if you're not subscribed to Game Pass, or if you don't have an Xbox or a PC, yeah, this generation, you're gonna miss out on a lot. I mean, I would not limit myself to just PlayStation this generation. I think Xbox really has the best options right here. They got two of the best consoles. They got the cheapest console. They got the best gaming service. And then obviously we're going to see PlayStation incorporate their services. But I don't think PlayStation services is going to be able to, the Spartacus service is going to be able to light a candle to Game Pass when Game Pass can tout Call of Duty, Halo, Gears, Elder Scrolls, all this other stuff. Like, that's freaking crazy. And Xbox literally has probably another one of these type deals. Not as big. Activision was the, so here's the thing how I see it, right? And I know I'm just rambling at this time. I'm just rambling. So I might premiere this as like a live video. But I know I'm just rambling at this time. So I knew Xbox was going to make a big publisher acquisition, right? But and as far as the biggest, I think they don't get anything bigger than Activision. I think the options for them were Activision, EA, and Take-Two. I think these were all realistic options that could have been achieved at any point. These were all realistic options that could have been achieved at some point. Not all three of them, but at least one of them, right? And it not be really troublesome. And then you have to think about what's most beneficial. Take-Two's great. They got Grand Theft Auto, they got Red Dead. They got a whole ton of dead IPs though, but Take-Two is not what, and then you got 2K is essentially the annual IP that they get. So you got Take-Two, that's one thing, right? You got EA, who's probably at that point where everything EA releases is annual, with the exception of Battlefield. So that's definitely an option. Activision, technically, of those three, was the biggest of the three that you can capitalize, that you can get. So Microsoft saw an opportunity to get Activision, and they got it. Believe it or not, despite what people may think, they actually got it for a discount. The opportunity came to get Activision, so they got Activision. Now, I don't expect them to acquire EA, because I think that's when they're going to run into the antitrust issues. Same thing with Take-Two. But now, and then Steam, I know they probably run into because I know they want Steam. That's the only way they're gonna really capitalize on PC gaming is to acquire Steam. They either gotta go into some crazy deep partnership with them, or they have to acquire them. But I don't think an acquisition after this acquisition, I don't think a Steam acquisition is actually likely. But do I think Xbox has another publisher acquisition possible? It's either that or multiple of small studios that won't go under scrutiny, like Ninja Theory, Double Fine, all that stuff. Those don't go through all these crazy ass regulations and stuff like that. They could probably do like a couple of those, but do I think they have another publisher in them? Yes. I think Ubisoft is still a realistic option. or Bandai Namco. I would want them to do Bandai Namco for the simple fact that it solves up, it helps them on the Japanese side of things. It would help them tremendously on the Japanese side of things. Or you have to sign some sort of crazy publishing deal with them if you can. So I think Bandai Namco would be the get, but I feel like Ubisoft is going to be a lot easier to grab because I don't know what it is. They say they can't buy Japanese publishers, but they got tangled through Bethesda, so you never know. But I think they can do one of those without going through any trust issue and stuff like that, and I think they will be fine. But as far as the largest ones, yeah, I think this is the only get, and they had to, because they were targeting one of these three: Take-Two, EA, or Activision. And Activision, if you think about it, is the biggest in terms of IP. EA is great because annual their games are always in the top 10 as well. So EA would have been great as well. They do have a great relationship there, but Activision Blizzard made a lot of sense. It's like if it comes up, you get the opportunity to do so, you kind of had to do it. Now, everyone else can be sort of up for grabs, but I do think there's a couple options more left that they could still do without getting really in much trouble for. I'm happy about it. And the thing is, here's the difference between Xbox acquisitions and PlayStation acquisitions, right? If PlayStation acquires something, we know PlayStation is going to lock it behind PlayStation, and they'll eventually bring it to PC until they fully commit to PC. When Xbox acquires something, everything still remains widely available to most users. And when I say that, Xbox the consoles, PC on Steam, and cloud. And Game Pass is going to be on television. So there's content still widely available to the point that every PlayStation owner has access to an Xbox title through some means, whether it be by their smartphone, via their PC, and pretty soon via their TV that they're playing their PlayStation on. So it's actually not that, it's actually better if Xbox acquires stuff because you don't really have to have an Xbox to play the content or get access to the content. However, PlayStation, if they buy Take-Two or if they acquire EA or Square Enix, that's pretty much it. It's PlayStation and maybe PC. They'll make you double dip or something like that. So if PlayStation makes, let's say PlayStation buys a couple of publishers, you can really say that's actually a monopoly because now you're being forced. They're extracting you. There's no competition. Microsoft will still sell their content on other storefronts. They're selling their content on Xbox. They're selling their content on Steam, and they'll make it available through subscription. There's so many ways to get Xbox content where it's actually better when they do it because that content still remains widely available to most consumers, whereas PlayStation does it, it's not. So that's my video. That's my take. I'm sorry it's so long. I don't even know what to call this video. I just kind of have a lot of stuff on my mind, and I just see things online and people talking all that madness, and I just kind of wanted to address some of the things. I'm sorry that this video is very long. I'll probably do another video because it's Saturday. It's still daylight. I'm either going to play some games or I'm going to do some more videos. I should probably get a thumbnail. Let me see if Addict is up to make one for this video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, Xbox is the best box and I am the best spot. Don't be that person. Don't be that person to try to hold out, not getting on the Xbox. You don't get an Xbox, you're only doing yourself a disservice. At least get Game Pass. Peace.